Okay, hi everyone, this is kayDbait. I'm going to be doing this particular video on poor mental reasoning. And by that I mean extremely bad ideas, extremely bad ideals, and extremely bad thought processes. I'm going to give a few examples, but first I want to step back and I want to say that I'm not talking about general ideas or I disagree kind of ideas. I'm talking about ideas that are so bad that they damage society as a whole to the point of ridiculousness. Uh, most ideas are not bad. Most ideas, almost all ideas, are neutral. It's how you use them. It's how in society they affect society. And these ideas do not work in any society, and they never have, and they probably never will. Uh, and I'm saying I don't believe that eradicating an idea is any less bad than genocide, because it's the same idea, destroying something forever. Uh, but in this instance, it's kind of like saying wiping out the Nazis. You know, genocide to the Hitler Nazis. You know, that's how bad the ideas are. And I'm going to give a few examples. I just wanted to go back to that and just say I'm not saying this about everything. I'm saying about these specific things. There are not a lot of them. Okay, let's see. Real examples. I'm going to go down the list and then I'm going to talk about them. So, corrective rape. The idea of raping somebody to make them straight. This is extremely prominent in South Africa. Okay, that's just one idea. Genocide to prove superiority. The Nazis did this, wiping out the Jews because they felt that the Jews were bad and that they were better. Murder for personal gain. There are people that are just so selfish that they will do this without really caring. An eye for an eye. I personally believe this is a horrible idea, and there are reasons. I'll back it up. I'm not just going to say that. Slavery. Forced slavery is bad. I'll explain that in a minute too. Okay. Genetic superiority to justify being a jerk. That is to say, I am royalty, therefore I am automatically better than you. And then I can do whatever I want because of it. To you anyway, not to another royal. Okay, so that's the short list I made, and it took me about 5 minutes to make. There's definitely more, and you can argue about them if you'd like, but here I'm going to go through them and explain them. Corrective rape. Now, I read it. It's on Wikipedia. There was a news article about a guy on a radio station that told somebody to do this to his daughter, to a man's daughter who called in. It's like, hey, what do I do? My daughter's a lesbian. It's like, well, have one of your friends rape her until she's straight. Really? Really? How does someone come up with that idea? Now, the term corrective rape was coined in South Africa because it's common practice. There's about 500, and this is I'm going off of Wikipedia, so I'm not saying this is accurate, but even if it's remotely accurate, it's horrible. It is common for this to happen because women, first of all, it's mostly done to women. Women have less rights in South Africa, and it's very strongly opinionated that men are to choose for women. So when you see a woman loving another woman and a man wants it, they say, well, you're wrong, and then they'll rape them. Hi, Robert. Okay, anyway. So the idea was coined there, and it's not even considered a hate crime in Africa. The government doesn't say it's a hate crime, and they will not charge people for that. They'll charge them for rape, but you know, generally the person isn't going to say anything. It's a horrible, horrible crime. And, you know, women are told, you know, stay in your place, so that they won't even call the police most of the time. It's pretty bad. Okay, anyway. Next one. Genocide to prove superiority. This one's pretty self-explanatory. The Nazis. There was another incident in Hotel Rwanda. Where was that? Oh, okay. It doesn't matter. They made a movie about it. It was the Zulu versus the Shiites. I don't remember the name of it. I watched the movie. I did a little bit of research on it in school. I don't remember exactly, but it was
British Army.
the British. Oh yeah, yeah. There was a lot of there was a lot of it going on in the past, and it's still going on today. It's an idea that should be eradicated. Get rid of this idea that it's even remotely right, and the world will be a better place because of it. Because there is no reason to do genocide because it makes you feel better. It's just wrong. Period. Don't even try to. I mean, you comment on it if you want, I guess. Anyway, murder for personal gain is kind of similar to genocide, except on a lower level. It's like, I want your stuff, so I'm going to kill you because it makes my life better, or because I enjoy it, or because I don't like you, or whatever. Murdering people for the idea of personal gain, whether it be physical or emotional or pleasure or whatever, is wrong.
Wouldn't murder, regardless of the motivation, be wrong?
Well, the definition of murder is different than killing.
Well, yeah. Murder is just evil.
Well,
it doesn't matter what the purpose behind it is.
Yes, it's a legal term, though.
It's what's in your heart, brother.
Yeah, well, that's where you get the differentiation. That's where it stems from. When you are murdering someone, it's different than manslaughter. It's the same act with the different motivation. Correct?
You're talking about like crimes of passion and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, but they regret that later.
Murder is something premeditated. Murder is something you thought about doing.
Pretty much, yeah. Or that had you given more time to it, you would have done too.
Something that you thought about doing. It's just you.
That's why they have a different. That's why you get punished differently. So anyway, yes, it's the legal term, but the legal term stems from the physical, the realization that one is premeditated and one is not. Manslaughter versus murder. Both of them end up with someone dead. But when I say murder for personal gain, killing for personal gain is murder. So that's why I use the word. Okay, anyway, jumping to the next one, an eye for an eye. You have wronged me, or at least that I have perceived that you have wronged me. So therefore, I am going to purposely wrong you, regardless of what happens. I can justify anything because of this. I know several people that believe this wholeheartedly, and they will, they'll slash your tires, if you hit on their girlfriend, and they won't care. They'll say, I am justified in harming you because you have perceived in harming me, regardless of what actually happens. It's detrimental to society. It causes violence or aggression or just damage. It damages society. That's the best way to put it. Okay, jumping to the next one. Slavery. Forced slavery is not the same as, say, you're not getting compensation for it. You are being oppressed, repressed. You're being forcefully under penalty of something, or even raised to want to be a slave. You're not being given the ability to do what you want. And in the societies of today, if you're not given the ability to do what you want, you're not being treated as a human. So slavery is really the point of turning you into a base creature, something that is less. If you are being compensated, then you can at least be mildly on the same level. But I'm not talking about working for somebody that treats you badly. I'm talking about working for someone that doesn't let you go home, that doesn't treat you like a human being, and you can't fix it. You can't quit. You can't you can't leave. They'll beat you or whatever. There are differences to working for a boss that doesn't appreciate you and actually being a slave. Well, sometimes it's all in your mind. There is a difference that you can perceive, from an outside view. Okay, the last note. Genetic superiority as justification for being a jerk. I used royalty as an example. Perceived genetic superiority. My roommate, who will remain unnamed, please no one say his name, he believed he was royalty. We proved that he wasn't, because King Henry VIII has no heirs, which he strongly disagreed that King Henry did not have any heirs and said that he did, and he would not, no matter how many times we asked, tell us who was King Henry VIII's wife to give the heir, and he would not say. But he used his royalty as the argument for why he did not have to tell us. Yes, perceived royalty. There you go.
Deluded.
Huh?
Deluded.
Yes, deluded. He was probably told he was royalty to make him feel special by his parents. But they picked the wrong one. Because King Henry VIII, there's documented evidence that he has no legitimate heirs. Maybe he has illegitimate heirs, but that doesn't make you royalty. That means, if you try to go and become a royal, they're going to laugh at you. Because, first of all, there's no documentation. There is, even if he was related to King Henry VIII, that doesn't actually make you better than other people. And that's, I'll say, okay, you're related to this king guy. I'll give you that. Now explain to me why that makes you better than me. You have inbred blood. You have genetic. Yeah, you have. You're over there dancing. You have genetic, mutation going on. It's not good. You have, diseases all over the place that are really bad. It was theorized that King Henry VIII had syphilis, and that's why all of his kids died. So yeah, he can go with that if he wants. There was a lot of blood diseases going around in royal blood where they'd have, what is it where you if you get bruised you don't clot, your blood just doesn't clot, so you'll die of a cut. Hemophilia. Hemophilia was a common royal disease. You can't get it except by genetics. You can't accidentally get hemophilia. So good luck with that if you want it. You can be all superior over there, in the corner, not being touched, if you want. But it doesn't make you superior to me. There are genetic superior traits. But again, I can give you that and say genetically you are superior to me. But he had no job, no money, no friends, no family that would talk to him at all because he isolated himself from his family. He was in debt. He was a jerk. I mean, he would yell at people. He would look down on people. He would insult everybody. And I'm like, okay, I gave you all of this. I gave it all to you. You have the royalty, you have the genetic superiority, and what did you do with it? You became a pompous jerk and has nothing for it. He's not even happy. He commented to this. I asked him, are you happy with your life? He's like, no, I don't have enough. That's what he said. I do not have enough to be happy. It's like, well, I'm happy with what I have. So I gave him all of this stuff, and he still wasn't happy with it because it wasn't worth what he felt he was worth. And he can have that. He can have this idea of what he feels he deserves. But I'm trying to figure out where his life, for these reasons, is better than mine. And this is where I say, this idea that being genetically superior to somebody makes you better and gives you the idea of, you are justified in being a jerk. It doesn't exist. There is no reasoning behind it. And that's why I'm saying this idea is bad. All of these ideas that I have, they don't work. They either have poor reasoning behind them, they're just wrong on a social level that is just crippling, or they're just bad. I mean, that you don't want them to be there. I mean, who wants to be, raped because somebody thinks it'll make you a better person? I don't want somebody to say, hey, he's dressed kind of fruity, let's go rape him. That happened. it was... Here's the thing. I hit 15 minutes, so the video is probably going to stop, but the audio will continue. This is the example I heard. It got on the news, but I can't find it, so I don't know how accurate this is. But there was a guy who was well kept, had a nice shirt, nice pants, well done hair, and earrings or whatever, and this group of drunks thought he was gay. This group of guys thought this other guy was gay. So they followed him, beat the snot out of him, and then gang raped him because they wanted to make him straight. That idea is why I'm making this video. That idea is what stuck in my mind, is that I need to make a video on how stupid, how blatantly wrong an idea can be. I don't even have to talk about it. That's how wrong it is. It's self-explanatory on why this idea should be completely wiped from everything. I don't mean the memory of it. No, not that. I mean the idea that people can have this, that it, when it pops into your head, it should just go away. That's what I mean. I mean, it's just so, it should be known as wrong and not done. That's what I mean when I say this. Anyway, that's it. I saw the incredulous view of his face when I said that. That's how wrong it is. When you say that, people just won't understand. It's like, how is that even possible? Well, they were drunk. It's like, well, they believed it. I mean, being drunk is not a justification for doing things like that. It's not.
Does that make them gay?
Yeah, there you go. That's the first idea that popped into my head, too. But anyway, that's it. I'm going to end the video. It's getting way too long, so take care. Bye-bye.